notes today. We are doing 6B.3. We're going to be converting to standard form. So our last two notes, we wrote either our equation in vertex form or in linear pairs form. So now we're going to take one of those and we're going to convert it to this third form over here, this standard form. So this is the goal today, is we are going to get it to standard form. So one thing you will notice, standard form has a C. Vertex form had a vertex. Linear pairs form had the zeros. So this time we're going to get C, which is our y-intercept. So first up, our learning target. I can write a quadratic equation in standard form. So standard form is that form right there. So that's our goal, ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to start with this one. This one happens to be linear pairs form. You can tell because there's a number out in front, there's a set of parentheses and a set of parentheses. Okay, so all three of these things, let's see here, we've got a 2, we've got an x plus 7, and we got an x plus 5. All three of those things are being multiplied. So remember, you can multiply things in any order that you want. So I'm going to start out and I'm going to multiply these two. I'm going to do just this part. So I'm going to leave that 2 alone. So I'm going to carry the 2 down. We're not going to do anything with that yet. We're going to multiply these two together. So to do that, we're going to do this box over here. So the first one, x plus 7. X goes on top of the first box, plus 7 goes on the other one. And we're going to take x plus 5. X goes on the first one, plus 5 goes on the second one. Now, this is just like the Punnett square from biology. You're going to multiply two things together and combine them here. So think back to elementary school when you had multiplication tables. You figured out what you multiplied, what did it equal. So for this box here, and I'm going to write it out the long way this time, we're going to take this x and multiply it times this x. So x times x gives me x squared. Okay, I'm going to take this x and multiply it times 7. So x times a positive 7 gives me 7x. If you want, you can put the positive out in front, or you can leave it without. Okay, this is a positive 5 times x. So 5 times x is 5x. It is positive. If you want to put the positive out in front, you can. And this is a positive 5 times a positive 7. 5 times 7 gives me 35. So then I'm going to simplify this over here. X squared is what comes first. You always start with the thing with the biggest exponent. And here's a hint. It'll be in this box always. Okay? These two are like terms. They both have a plain x. So I can combine them. 5x plus 7x gives me plus 12x. And then the 35 doesn't have anything to combine with. 35. So this part right here, this answer is what I got when I multiplied these two. So it's what I got when I multiplied these two. So I have x squared plus 12x plus 35. So I got one more step left to do. I need to multiply this 2 times everything in parentheses. So I'm going to distribute. So when I distribute there, 2 times x squared gives me 2x squared. 2 times plus 12x gives me plus 24x. And 2 times 35 is plus 70. Last thing, carry down that f of x out in front. So if you want to check these answers, you can take this and you can graph it. You can see if it matches the graph of this one. So new documents, add a graph. I'm going to graph this one first. You have to include all the parentheses, so x plus 7, x, not w, plus 5. Okay, so I see that graph there. Okay, I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to graph the second one. 2x squared plus 24x plus 70. Lines up perfectly. That's what you want. You want them to line up perfectly. So you can check all of these answers. Okay, so let's go through. Let's do the next one. I want you to hit pause on the video and I want you to try to do these next few on your own. Then come back and watch and see if you got them right. Okay, same thing. I'm going to multiply the parentheses first. So that one and this one. And it actually doesn't matter what order you write them in. So x plus 2, x minus 4. So you could have put x minus 4 up here, and you could have put x plus 2 along the side. Either way, x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times positive 2 is a negative 8. Okay, so I'm going to take my negative 3. I'm going to carry it down. And then in the parentheses, I have x squared. Combine your diagonal here. So negative 4x plus 2x is minus 2x minus 8. And then distribute. Negative 3x squared. Negative times negative is plus 6x. Negative times negative is plus 24. And remember to carry down your f of x out in front. Okay, x plus 2, x plus 4, multiply them, x times x, x times 2, 4 times x, 4 times 2. Remember, you can leave them blank or put the plus. Either way is fine. So I carry down my a out in front, that 1/2, and then I simplify. X squared is by itself. Combine that. Okay, and distribute. 1/2 x squared is 1/2 x squared. 1/2 of 6x. So half of 6 is 3. And half of 8 is 4. So that's how we do that. Okay, so this whole page, we started with something that was in linear pairs form, and we changed it so it was standard form. Okay, so on this next page, if you look at all of these are all in vertex form. So we're going to start in vertex form, but our goal is still to get it into standard form. So one of the reasons we really like standard form is because whatever's out here at the end, 70, the 24, the 4, is your y-intercept. So sometimes that's really easy to see on the graph. So we like standard form for that reason. We're going to do a little more with that next unit. So, same idea. So we're going to start with this parentheses. X plus 3 squared. So what does squared mean? Well, technically it means x plus 3 times, squared means times itself, x plus 3. I I still have this 2 being multiplied out in front. I still have this plus 6 out at the end. So plus 6 stayed plus 6. That 2 stayed 2. Okay? So when you go over here to do your box method, you're going to multiply these two first. X plus 3 and x plus 3. So that means one side's going to be x plus 3. The other side's also going to be x plus 3. X times x is x squared. 3 times x. 3 times x. 3 times 3. Okay, so I still have my 2 out in front. This time, when I combine them here, x squared, your diagonal will still combine. 3x plus 3x, 6x. Sorry, I closed my parentheses too soon. Plus 9. And I still have this plus 6 out at the end. Okay, order of operations. It says you need to do the multiply before you do the adding. So I'm going to distribute this 2 to everything in there. So 2 times x squared is going to give me 2x squared. 2 times 6x plus 12x. 2 times 9 plus 18. And then out at the end, I still have that plus 6. Okay, so my last step, combine like terms. Those two right there are my like terms. 2x squared stays the same. Plus 12x stays the same. And 18 plus 6 gives you plus 24. Out in front, carry down your f of x. Okay, so go ahead and pause this. Try the next two on your own. Let's see how you do. Alright, let's check. So I'm going to multiply x minus 2 squared. So it's x minus 2, x minus 2. X squared minus 2x minus 2x. Negative times negative is plus 4. A lot of people miss that. It is a plus right there. So I still have my 1/2. This part right here, x squared minus 4x plus 4, and then I have the plus 6 at the end. So go through and distribute that 1/2. 1/2 x squared. Half of negative 4 is negative 2x. Half of positive 4 is plus 2. And I still have the plus 6. Last step, combine those two like terms. 1/2 x squared minus 2x plus 8. F of x goes out in front. Last problem. Same idea. I'm going to start with my parentheses. X minus 5 squared. So x minus 5, x minus 5. X times x. X times negative 5. Negative 5 times x. Negative times negative is a positive 25. Okay, so this negative out in front is still there. This part right here, x squared, negative 5 gives me negative 10x plus 25. Don't forget about that plus 12 out there at the end. So remember that came from there, and the negative came from right there. Okay, so multiply, distribute that negative. Negative x squared. So negative times negative is going to give me plus 10x. Negative times positive gives me negative 25. and then I still have the plus 12 at the end. Combine like terms, negative x squared plus 10x, negative 25 plus 12 gives me negative 13. F of x goes out in the front, and that is what we are doing. So sometimes on the practice, it may ask you that you have to write the equation in one of these other forms first, then convert it. So these notes just went over the conversion part. It just went how to go from vertex to standard, or how to go from linear pairs to standard. You may have to first write it in one of these two forms. So keep that in mind, that that's the previous two notes.